my beautiful butterflies, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Beverly and it's lovely to see you today. In this video we're talking about sacred self-care at the end of the year. So grab your cup of tea and let's get to it. Today I thought we would have a sit down and a little chitty chat about sacred self-care. Self-care is so important when it comes towards the end of the year. I know most people are thinking Christmas at the moment, or Yule, but I have to honestly say that I don't really celebrate anything this time of year. I'm not really, well, I'm an omnist. I don't follow any particular religion or holiday this time of year. It's more like I just sit down with my close family and we have dinner. We don't really celebrate Christmas. I mean, we don't even have our holiday decorations up yet. You see it. This is all there is, a bit of tinsel. That's all there is that's up at the minute. And it's not being miserable, it's just that we don't celebrate. But keep an eye on the channel because next year I'm going to be following the Wheel of the Year and I'm going to be doing videos about it. So definitely make sure that you are subscribed so you don't miss that. But that's to come. Right now, I'm not really celebrating anything. I'm just thinking about the end of the year coming up in just a few weeks and the things that I need to do to make sure that I am ready to usher in all the new wonderful, amazing gifts, blessings and wonderful things I want to achieve next year. I've got so many ideas and plans. I've got so much that I'm bringing to the channel in January about ushering in new things. And that's great. We all want to bring in the new, but you have to flush out the old first. You have to have a good clear out. Self-care is so important, and I today wanted to talk about the things that I'm going to be doing in order to make sure I'm ready to bring in all the blessings that the new year has in offer for me. So the first thing is cleansing. I'm sure if you are a witch or if you're spiritual even, that you cleanse most days, whether that's just waving a smudge stick around while you meditate, lighting an incense stick, whether it's ringing a bell or a crystal bowl or whatever it is that you do to cleanse. I'm sure you do it. If you're here and you're watching this spiritual video, you probably do something every day. But if you think about cleansing out the old negative behaviours, old negative energy that is stuck in your house or in you, it's going to be even more so. We're clearing out everything that's happened over the last year. And it's been a year, hasn't it? I think we can all agree it's been a bit of a year. And so I think we can all agree it needs a good cleansing. So the first thing I wanted to say is you could take a really nice bath. Now, I'm not just talking throwing some bubble bath in the bath and having a soak. I'm talking about really spiritually cleansing bath. I'm talking crystals. I'm talking looking into the magical properties of all the ingredients that you're adding in. I'm talking about, you know, a really cleansing, lovely, yummy bath that's going to do so much for you. Lighting incense, having candles around, just really thinking of it in a spiritual way. Not too long back I bought myself this, and if I can find a link I'll put it down below to this. This is Westlab and it's called Sleep. And it's bath salts. This is Epsom and Dead Sea salts with lavender and jasmine. This is great. If I'm not feeling well, this is what I go to cleanse and get anything that's kind of hanging around. It's really nice. So you can buy the ready-made bath salts and they work really well. But then my friend Miss Mary Lou shared an image on Instagram and oh my goodness, she was saying that she's taking herbal baths. And as part of that, she started making her own little tea bags and putting them in the bath. And I thought, my goodness, that sounds so lovely. Can you imagine getting lots of loose tea, maybe even if you make your own tea from plants in your garden? I know a lot of green witches do this, or cottage witches do this. You could easily make up your own little tea bag, put it in your bath and soak away in that with some Epsom salts, some crystals, some nice candles around about. How lovely does that sound? And I just thought to myself, this is an amazing thing. This is incredible that we are so lucky we can share ideas with one another. And Miss Mary Lou is part of the reason why I made this video, because I saw that image and I was just like, that looks like such good self-care. And then I thought about, you know, cleansing away the year, and then here we are. You're welcome. But I just think that sounds just so lovely. I often will throw a rose quartz into my bath. That is just, oh, if you've never taken a bath with a rose quartz, you are seriously missing out. Oh my goodness, it is just mwah. It's perfection. I come out of the bath just feeling like a goddess, just loving myself, just dripping in love. It's just incredible. I definitely highly recommend. And I did come across a company that does bags of crystal chips that you can literally, like a giant tea bag, put into your bath. And I'm just like, can you imagine putting those two things together, making your own tea bag and then your own crystal bag and putting it in the bath with you? I mean, come on now. Is there anything better than that? I mean, is this the sort of thing that you do? Or am I just like, is this just an obvious thing that a lot of witches and spiritual people do and I'm just catching on to this? Because if I'm just catching on, why did nobody tell me sooner? I just love the idea of doing this. I think it just feels so luxurious. Also, you have to think about the amount of energy that has been stored up in your home over a year. I know we all cleanse weekly or monthly or even daily, but think about cleaning and cleansing your home, getting rid of clothes that you no longer wear or that an old friend lent you and you never gave back, going through and giving all your floors a good clean, cleaning your windows, just a really good cleanse of your home energetically and physically, just having a clear out. I think this sounds absolutely beautiful and it's something that I'm definitely going to be doing. I think it just sounds so nice to have a really good deep clean of the house, a really good deep clean of the closet, clearing out all those things that are holding you back or that you're keeping hold of just for the sake of things like gifts that old exes or friends that you no longer friends with have given you. All this sort of thing, get rid, you know, get rid of the excess and really cleanse that out. I think getting rid of those old physical items really help you feel good. I think that's why so many of us really enjoy closet cleansing videos or cleaning out my makeup room, or, you know, we really enjoy watching that weight come off people. And when you think about that and you think about we're coming to the end of the year, I want to usher in new really lovely things, I need to clean out the old first. That is something that I am so looking forward to doing, and it's something that, because I have chronic illnesses, I have a lot of chronic pain, I have chronic fatigue syndrome or ME, so because of those things it's going to take me a few weeks to be able to do it. So if I try like start now and do it a little bit at a time, I'm soon going to get there and it's going to be lovely. So I definitely encourage you to try that yourself. And lastly, cleansing out toxic friends and family members, people who are not in your best interest. I've done this over the year, this year, kind of losing contact with people, or not ghosting people, not being rude, but just kind of letting those people just fade away into the distance has been really lovely. It's been really nice. I love clearing out my friends list, clearing out people that I haven't spoken to in years, people who I don't think about, people who are just kind of hanging around but aren't doing anything for your highest good. Those people that are hurting you, those toxic friendships need to go. So you can usher in better friends, people who are going to be part of your coven or part of your team, people who are going to help you spiritually grow, people who have a higher or the same vibration as you, people who vibe with the person that you want to become over the next year. They're who you want to bring in. You want to let go of anybody who is, you know, holding you back. And then after you've done all that cleansing, you'll be ready to protect yourself. Protection is so important. It's something that my old teacher, Linda, I will leave her website down below so you can go and learn with her as well. She teaches psychic classes, she teaches witchcraft, Reiki. She's an incredible teacher. So definitely check out her website, it'll be down below. But when I went to see her, one of the first things she talked about was protection. If you're not protected, you don't know the spirit that's going to latch onto you or the energy that you're going to take in without realizing it. We should all be taking protection so seriously. It's not just putting a mask on to go to the supermarket. It's putting that bubble of golden energy around you. It's about filling your energy, protecting your space, protecting who you are, your personal space from any negativity, any negative energy, anything that can cling to you or get absorbed into you. I think a lot of the time I used to find before I took her classes that as an empath I would go shopping to the supermarket, for example, and I would come out feeling depressed and down and just yucky, and I didn't understand why until I saw Linda, and she explained that you're probably picking up other people's energy who are not protecting their energy, and it's kind of leaking out and you're picking it up because you're an empath. So easy to do. And so many of us who do spiritual work, who do witchcraft, we can get into a kind of place where we can absorb so many other people's energy, so many other people's problems. They come to us because we're open and we're open-hearted, our chakras are all aligned, we're feeling good, and then somebody will come and talk to you because they are attracted to that energy that you're giving out, and you can end up taking away some of that energy. Protecting yourself is so important. I have done videos about this before, so I'll definitely leave links down below to that. It's so important. If you don't yet know or understand how important this is, definitely go and check out that video and check out Linda's courses. A lot of us are going to find ourselves at a point where we're having to see family members. Thankfully this year, a lot of us are on lockdown, or a lot of us have a good excuse not to go and see family members who we don't necessarily get along with. But I think a lot of us find we're kind of forced into spending time with people who can be toxic, who can have negative energy, who can maybe have been abusive to us in the past because they're an aunt or an uncle or a grandparent or a parent, and we're kind of forced to spend time with them. It's so important to protect yourself and to be careful. Using protection spells, using warding, so incredibly important. Things like using sigils, protection, it's just I cannot. Self-care is about protection as much as it is about treating yourself to a new dress or, you know, a new crystal or whatever it is that you are longing to buy. It's just as equally important to protect yourself. So make sure that you learn how to do this. Next thing I want to talk about is journal review. Recently I did a review of this journal, but I'm not actually talking about reviewing this journal. This journal was sent to me to do a review on, and I'm still using it now. Every day I write down all my affirmations, all my plans for the day, all the things that I think are gonna help me or hold me back. Journaling is so important. I've been doing it for years. And this time of year is so important to go over your past year, go over the tarot cards that you've been pulling, the meditations you've been doing, the different things you've been experiencing. Go through your grimoire, go through all of your notes, see where you've been learning, see where you've been growing, and try and spot the places where you maybe have noticed, like, oh, I feel like this on this particular day, or I always do this on that day. Journal review is so important. If you journal at all, going through and just kind of skimming through and having a read, it's a really great way to see how you've been energetically, how you've been working, what's been going on spiritually over the year, and then you can look at things that you need to work on over the next year. This is such a big tip that I have for you, and I know so many of us spiritual people, we journal. We love to get our feelings out so they're not clogging up our heads. So journal review, great step. A really good way of just moving forward and looking at the things that you need to do next year. And another part of reviewing is getting those tarot cards out. I don't know how many people out there do tarot. I mean, taroting, it's kind of socially accepted now. But at the same time, tarot for other people is great, but tarot for yourself is another great way of looking at where you've been over the past year. I find on Pinterest I love Pinterest. But I find so many really great tarot layouts for the end of the year. I follow quite a lot of tarot readers and people who do tarot on Instagram as well. People start sharing their end of year tarot spreads, and oh my goodness, it feels so good to just sit down and take some time to do some divination, spend some time with your spirit guides, your angels, whoever it is that you want to sit down with, and just kind of look at where you've been over the past year, the things that you've missed, the things that you might need to change. Just get those tarot cards, get some answers to some questions, and you can find out where you've been over the past year, the things that you need to work on, the things that you've missed, maybe people that you need to take out of your life, and really start to have a look at how the year has gone for you. It's a really wonderful way of just looking back and reviewing the year in one sit down little thing. Words today escape me. Ugh. Lastly, all these things, they're all about getting ready for the new year. New year, this year, I think we're all kind of, I can't wait to get there. I know this year's been a bit of a, but at the same time, I think it's important that we don't forget that as spiritual people, as witches, as people who are trying our best to improve ourselves year upon year, it's important to look back over your year, to cleanse, to protect, to do reviews, and just really, really look deep inside ourselves. That deep self-care that says, you know what, I need to work on my ego over the next year, or I need to do some shadow work, or I really need to just get my house properly protected. I keep saying there's a ghost in my house, but I've done nothing about protecting my house. These things that we kind of can get careless about, it makes such a big difference to then look back and say, okay, over the next year, I'm going to work harder on this, whatever this could be. I really, really encourage you to look at all of these things as self-care, protecting your house, reviewing your year, looking at towards the new year is so important, and it is self-care, and you do need to do it. So I really encourage you to give it all a whirl. Let me know down below in the comments what it is that you do. How do you self-care? What kind of sacred self-care really speaks to you this time of year? What are you doing to get ready for the new year and for ushering new exciting things into your life? Let me know down below. While you're down there, if you enjoyed this video, which I hope you did, don't forget to head down, leave it a cheeky little like so I know that you enjoyed it and I can bring more like this to my channel. I absolutely love sharing self-care, mindfulness, meditation. I also talk about vintage fashion, I talk about disability, all these things so important as humans, and I love sharing because I think a lot of us have lost that connection to how important that is, because everything's about money and work and materialism, and I just really encourage you to step away from that and to, instead of being like, oh, Christmas presents, sparkly things, instead turn towards self-care and reviewing your year. If you enjoyed this video, which I hope you did, if you got something out of it, if you've left me a comment and a cheeky little like, if you like my content, if you love my face, if you enjoyed this video and you would like to see more, if you are excited to see where this channel goes in the next year, don't forget to head down there and hit that little subscribe button. I would love to grow this family to 1,000 subscribers. That is my little dream. We're in the 900s and I just can't believe it. So definitely, if you're not yet subscribed, hit that little subscribe button, ring that little bell so you always know when I upload. I'm usually here Mondays and Fridays, my health permitting. I always do my very best to be here with you every week, twice a week. My witches, my wizards, my lovely people, I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to do some self-care, kick your feet up, grab a cup of tea and click on this playlist that I put together for you. I really hope that you'll enjoy it and that you'll stick around and become part of the family, because I would love to have you here. Have a really, really wonderful week. I hope you're having a great day and I will see you next time. Bye! Mwah!